Good morning, everyone, and happy Thursday. Today is Thursday, July 28th, 2022, and I want to welcome all of you all to Purpose Journey Counseling. Good morning. Good morning to each and every one of you who are watching it now, and those of you who may watch this later. It is 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, but you might be watching this at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I just want to welcome all of you. I am Dr. Natatu North, and I am the owner and therapist of Purpose Journey Counseling LLC, located in Cincinnati, Ohio. And this morning we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Following this live broadcast, I will post the YouTube link to our to Instagram. So we are currently live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. I want to also invite you all to please like, follow, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and please share this video so that we can touch as many people as we can, so that we're all doing our part, and just kind of spreading the word. So please like, follow, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and please share this broadcast. So just want to invite you all to do that this morning. Today is Thursday, so we are getting ready for our Thursday thoughts. So I remember I put the plug in yesterday, but I wouldn't really tell you what we were going to be talking about because I said we had to wait until today. So as we're liking, following, subscribing, and sharing, and also just kind of, engaging in the comment section, I want to invite you to do that as well. It's been very rewarding, again, like I've said before, to see the comments in the comment section. So let's engage with each other. So Thursday thoughts. And today, the thought is we're going to talk about accountability. Accountability is everything. So when you think of accountability, what does that mean to you? So start thinking about that. If someone says, you're accountable for this, you're accountable for that, what does that mean to you? Maybe taking some responsibility, saying, okay, well, if I have to own that, I have to own it. What am I responsible for? It could even be who am I accountable for? Who am I responsible for? Or it could even be taking accountability, meaning if something happens or you make an error, you make a mistake or something like that, it's saying, yeah, I did that. Saying, yes, that was me, whether it's apologizing or it's just, again, taking ownership of something, if that is something that you need to take ownership for. But one thing, accountability is not, it's not about beating up on yourself. It is really, really easy for us as people, for some reason, to point out flaws. And we've talked about this before, or to see the negative in situations. Even for ourselves, it's difficult a lot of times to see the positive that even we do. We start to look at, man, I messed up there. Man, I messed up there. And I didn't do that. And I didn't say that. I should have done this. I should have done that. And we start to beat up on ourselves. But being accountable for your actions, your words, your thoughts, mistakes, or even the things that you do well, it's not about beating up on yourself. It's not about, telling yourself that you're not worth anything, because you are still worth, you still have worth. It's not about any of that. But like I was saying before, if it's yours, then you own it. It's saying, I made a mistake. And how much, more, what should I say, how much more easy it would be to get along with each other, for even our work situations to go well, or to go better, to be more streamlined, to be more fluid, if we could just be accountable. And sometimes we might not notice what we do, but somebody else might point it out. Constructive criticism can go a very long way. Again, it's not about beating up on somebody or just trying to place the blame on someone, but even when someone else gives constructive feedback, or just kind of sits down and says, hey, this bothered me, or that bothered me, or hey, you kind of missed that, being open to receiving that feedback or constructive criticism is extremely pivotal, not just to, our relationships with others, but it also builds our character. Because then, if we can take that constructive criticism, or we can, use it as a learning opportunity to do something better next time. We're not perfect. And that's the whole point. You can't be perfect if you can't take criticism. Like, no one's perfect, but even for people, some people who we think we are, you can't be perfect if you can't take feedback. You can't be perfect if you can't accept any type of criticism for anything that you do. And it's also about being open to hearing the perspective of others. It's not just about being able to take accountability because you figured it out. Oh, yeah, I was wrong. I was wrong. Again, sometimes we might not realize we wronged someone, or someone might say, hey, you kind of did this. But if we can be open to hearing their perspective as well, then that's also another form of accountability. That's another form of just being able to correct mistakes that we make. We make mistakes, and it's okay. And again, it's not about, you're not a horrible person because you've made those mistakes. And sometimes someone may say something about something you've done, and it's okay to, at least to pause and say, now, could there be some validity in what they're saying? Could what they're telling me that happened actually be true? It's good to take a look at that too, because sometimes it might not be accurate. They might just be saying something that maybe you didn't do. And I'm not saying own it if it wasn't you, but if it is yours, then own it. If it's something that you've done, the world, I think, would be a lot better place if we could just be accountable for what we do, and understanding that everything that we do affects someone else. We are not living independent of each other. We are all connected. And what I do impacts you. What you do impacts me. What I say impacts you. What you say impacts me. So we have to have accountability in these exchanges in our day-to-day lives, and what we're doing. We need to be accountable and just say, I was wrong, or yes, missed that, made that mistake right there, or just accepting feedback, accepting constructive criticism. It's very important. The last thing that I want to mention is it's also good to have an accountability partner. And this can go if we're talking about, a lot of different things, but it's good to have someone in your corner who's going, in love, call you out. Someone who can do that. I was at a function the other day, and one of my friends said something. I don't remember all the details, but we were joking. But I said, oh, well, at least you talk about me to my face instead of behind my back. And that was just nice, because I know that that's a person that I can count on. That's a person that's going to tell me. They used to say, what your slip is showing. That's a person who's going to do that. That's a person who's going to hold me accountable to make sure that I am truly living to my full potential and being my best self. And I will do the same for that person as well. So again, today, the Thursday thought is accountability. Accountability is everything. It's not about beating up on yourself, but it's just about, if it's yours, you own it. We also have to be open to hearing the perspective of others for growth, and just so that our exchanges again are positive, and that we're trying to actually work on building relationships and not tearing them down. And having an accountability partner is also important as well. Somebody who's going to be real with you, even when you don't necessarily want to hear it. It's definitely necessary. So in addition, so our Thursday thought was accountability. So I want you to think about accountability today. Own that. Say, there's some things I need to be accountable for. Where's maybe some areas I need to work on that in. So as always, I want to encourage you all to be loving, be kind, be compassionate, be intentional. A little of all of these things go a very long way. I want to thank you again for joining us this morning, or if you're watching this later in the day, or even if you're watching it on a totally different day. I want to thank you for joining us. I do also want to invite you to join us tomorrow at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for Friday Fun. Tomorrow's Friday, so we're going to have some fun tomorrow. And I want to invite you to join us tomorrow. And also, again, to remind you that hashtag from a Christian, hashtag from a therapist, our podcast show. Our next show will be next Sunday. So not in a few days here, but next Sunday, August the 7th. And I want to invite you to join. Please invite someone on with you. Again, please share this video, and subscribe to our YouTube page. Have a wonderful day. Work on accountability today, and blessings and love.